All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending where you are in the world, where you're joining us from, and welcome. My name is Kimberly Odesami, and I am delighted to be your moderator today for this webinar hosted by the University of Dubrovnik. Before we begin, I would like to share a few housekeeping notes. We want to hear from you. So as presenters share their insights today, please type your questions into the chat at any point during the session, and please don't wait until the end. Our team here is going to be collecting the questions as we go, and we've reserved a dedicated time at the end of the presentation to answer as many of your questions as possible. So please keep that chat active. There are no wrong questions, and chances are if you're wondering about something, someone else is as well. With that, let's get started. It is my pleasure to introduce Nikolina from the University of Dubrovnik. So Nikolina, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Kimberly. Hello, everybody. It's so nice to be here with you. I always say I prefer, of course, meeting people in person, but at least we have this option to have a webinar and to chat a little bit and to ask questions. And please do that, because I really want this to be a conversation, not me just talking about how beautiful it is to study in Dubrovnik. So, Kim, are we going to start immediately, or we are going to wait a little bit?
No, I think we can get started, and we will continue to admit people as they enter the waiting room.
Okay. Do you see my presentation? Kim, do you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. So, well, first of all, of course, I put the picture of Dubrovnik as the first slide of the presentation, as I'm a very, very proud local patriot of Dubrovnik. So I'm working here at the University of Dubrovnik as the head of the International Recruitment Unit, but I have a second job, and I'm also a tour guide. So every time I do tours around my city, I fall in love again with this unique city in the world. So I'm sure you heard of it. If you didn't heard about Dubrovnik, maybe about Croatia, especially because of the football mania that was happening just recently. If you're coming from Canada, maybe you also had a chance to see some of our players and the huge Croatian banner. So Dubrovnik is like the most known city in the country, I would say. Mainly because of its attractiveness as a tourist destination. And I know it became very popular thanks to the Game of Thrones, but we've been developing tourism for more than 100 years, because our first hotels were actually built late 19th century. So I think we know what we are doing, and that can be easily recognized and awarded by so many visitors that are coming to our small city. So this is the old city center, actually, and within the walls, so you can see that actually it's completely circled with a wall. It's a medieval wall. There's about 1,000 people living still. It used to be more. And around the city, there are about 40,000 people living. So the city, we say, has a population of about 42,000. It's a very small city, and everybody knows everybody, and everybody knows everything. So that sometimes, it can be a huge advantage, believe me, in a city like Dubrovnik. So from my university building, because there are a couple of university buildings throughout the city, it's a literally 5-minute walk to the historical part of the city. Here where I work, in the main campus building, we have two faculties actually, and then we have Faculty of Economics, which has its own building, and then we have the third building where we have our STEM STEM faculties. Nevertheless, the city is UNESCO's World Heritage Site since 1979. And because of that, we have to really obey different regulations and rules, and we are trying always to keep up with everything that UNESCO says we have to do. And that was, for example, to lower the number of cruise ships that are coming to the city, the number of visitors at the same time. So we are very much, recognized as a leader in sustainable tourism here. And as I already mentioned, we are trying to not only focus on tourism, but Dubrovnik is becoming a very popular filming destination as well. Game of Thrones were filmed here. This is the King's Landing site. We still have the Iron Throne from the series here in the city. The Last Jedi, there are a couple of scenes actually of The Last Jedi that were filmed in Dubrovnik. Robin Hood, The Origins, that's the name of the film that was taken here a couple of years ago. Nevertheless, maybe some of you seen some of them or all of them. So that's the building where I'm located actually, and that's the one which is 5 minutes walk from the old city center. In Dubrovnik, you literally can walk everywhere, but locals don't like to walk. We have this Mediterranean lifestyle here. If you look at the map, we're just opposite to the south of Italy, and we like very relaxed lifestyle. So I like to joke that if it's possible to enter the building with a car, we would do that, okay? So you won't be seeing locals walking, but we have a very good local transportation. I'm going to talk a little bit about that later. The university, as the city is very small, so the university is also very small. We are known as like a boutique university in the country. There are a dozen public universities in Croatia, by the way. What does it mean, public university? Well, we are funded by the state budget. We receive our salaries from the Ministry of Higher Education. In Croatia, public universities are considered very high quality, and it's sometimes very hard to enroll public universities in the country. Being small university, we also have a rather big group of people teaching here. It's more than 150 people, and again, 100 people of us, the supporting staff, through different offices. We have quite huge variety of programs that we offer. Majority of them, of course, in Croatian language, but we've started with English tool programs a couple of years ago. And they've actually shown as a success. So we are continuing, and that's one of the reasons why I'm here today, to give you reasons why I think it's good to come and study in Dubrovnik. So I've been working in the international relations sector at the university for more than 15 years. My first job was the Erasmus coordinator. In Europe, Erasmus is a huge thing. I don't know if you've heard of it, but just in a couple of sentences. So more than 40 years ago, European Union founded this program whose main goal is to push young adults to go and study somewhere else for half a year or a full academic year. And eventually developed, of course, and it's not just about studying. You also can do internships, you can do short-term training sessions, and all of it is financed. So European Union is giving huge amounts of money for these programs, and that's why we are receiving so many international students every single year. So we started, when we started, my first generation was like 10 students. And when I left the office a couple of years ago, it came up to 170 students from all over the world. And when I told you, 1,500 of our own students, 170 international students, it's a huge number for such a small university. Also, we host a lot of international professors from all over the world because we have so many contracts that we established throughout the years with universities worldwide. So we easily get people from like the top universities here to come and teach at the University of Dubrovnik. You know, when you say Dubrovnik, it's not hard to persuade somebody to come. Also, we hold HR Excellence in Research Award. We are part of the European alliance called EUNICOST. It's also one of the Erasmus Plus actually projects, and it's part of the strategy of the European Union to form these alliances of the university that will specialize in a certain field. So for us, that's, for example, blue economy. And the goal, of course, is for these universities also to create unique programs, master programs, PhD programs, where you could easily exchange students, professors, and also gain joint degrees and things like that. We're also part of the European University Association, which is a very important association when it comes to international education. Our researchers are actively contributing to different projects, different programs, because in Europe, everything is about projects. Like everybody is writing project proposals, doing projects, and in many times, we really involve our students in those projects as well. On the scientific side, we are really active as well. Our professors are always in top researchers, and when it comes to scientific publications as well. So we are striving there as well. So in this part of the presentation, I'll try to present all of the programs we offer here, and of course, I'll point which programs we teach in English in that faculty or department. So at the Faculty of Economics and Business, which is actually the biggest one at the university, we have bachelor programs in tourism, marketing, and IT management. We have a double degree master program with the University of Palermo in marketing, economics, and tourism. And we have master program in English, in economy and tourism. And last but not least, we also have a PhD program in English that deals with the digital economy. So it's a very big selection of different fields and a lot of possibilities, a lot of opportunities. When it comes to this double degree, for example, you enroll tourism here at the master level, and then in the second semester, you can already go to Palermo in Sicily. And after one semester there, you have to come back here and finish your studies here. And you will get 2 diplomas, actually, our diploma and diploma of University of Palermo. So in Europe, in general, ever since a Bologna Declaration was signed 20 years ago, I believe, we've introduced 3+2 programs, which means that our bachelor programs last 3 years. Our master programs last 2 years. You will find exceptions, but in general, in Croatia, it's 3+2. So, yeah, Faculty of Economy and Business. On this picture, you're actually seeing our neuromarketing lab. So we have a lab that is doing a lot of research in neuromarketing, and we have a couple of professors who are very much involved in this field. So if that's something that interests you, maybe I can connect you with professors. You can also ask them some questions in that regards as well. We are very small and very open, and we always like to, even if you're just interested, you have some questions, we are always free to set up a meeting, an interview, a Zoom call, whatever. So our second department is arts and restoration. Of course, in Dubrovnik, you have to have this kind of a department who is dealing with the conservation and restoration of cultural goods. At the moment, we have wood, paper, textile, metal, and actually not ceramics. It's stone, but I forgot to change. It was recently actually changed. And they conduct an English program on the master's level. So a 2-year master program in English we have at this department. Our maritime faculty, together with our faculty of economy, is actually also one of the oldest and let's say most known on the country level, because Croatians are very much known in this discipline. They are very good seafarers, and I believe like every second ship in the world has a Croatian on it. And yeah, we are very successful in that field as well. Very good professors at our maritime faculty. But the problem is that we don't have any English taught programs at this faculty at the moment. But I've heard just yesterday they are planning to start a bachelor program, which is going to combine yacht management or like nautical management or something like that from the next year. It's going to be a bachelor program. We have a Department of Applied Ecology here at the university as well, where we have a bachelor program in applied ecology and a master program called mariculture. And for reason we have an oyster here. It's actually an oyster from the bay where we grow oysters, because our region over here, the south of Croatia, is very much known for shellfish culture. And this special type of oyster can only be found here, European flat oyster. So if you're a fan of shellfish, you can have plenty of them while studying here in Dubrovnik. And at this department, we do have an English taught program. It's this one, mariculture, on the master's level. Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Business Computing, where we have Applied Business Computing and Maritime Electrical Communication Technologies program. So both of them have bachelor and master programs, but the one that is taught in English is the Applied and Business Computing program at master level. You can see actually here a picture of rowboats that were developed as part of the project where this faculty is actually participating. The rowboat's goal is actually the underwater cleaning. So they are there to help us preserve the environment. And actually the project within which this was developed won a lot of prizes on the European Union level. And now my favorite faculty is, because I'm the alumni of this faculty of Media and Public Relations, covers, of course, studies in media and PR on the bachelor level. And then on the master, you specialize. Whether you want to study PR or you want to study media. I study PR. But we are currently conducting an English taught program, media, in English language at this faculty. And what you're seeing is actually our TV lab, just one floor above where I'm sitting at the moment. And also we have, you can look it up, by the way, it's called Unido TV. They have their own channel on YouTube. Also, we have our own radio. It's called Unido Radio. We have our own frequency with that radio, so you can hear it even outside of the building and outside of the internet on just a regular radio. And yeah, you can do a lot of practical work on this department. So a part of these faculties and departments, we have a couple of more professional programs, but unfortunately they are still not taught in English. That's nursing and history program. But hopefully in a couple of years we'll have them offered in English as well. Okay, so that was about our faculties, and now we come to the part where we talk a little bit about how we do admissions and how you apply to study at the University of Dubrovnik. So first of all, I will start from the end, actually, but I think you will understand why I'm doing that. So we've just finalized our first enrollment for this academic year, or for the next academic year, 26-27. So in Croatia, you have to, obey the national deadlines, because the bachelor admissions are conducted through a central portal on the national level. However, for masters, it's a little bit more flexible because we are conducting actually the enrollment. We are actually praying that the ministry allows us to set up our own intakes, to set up our own deadlines, because this is very, very rigid, and you have to really, you can't skip deadlines, and because, you will not enroll. So what we do at the very beginning of the application period, which starts sometime around December, like late November, early December, we like to, let's say, pre-select our candidates. We like to guide you through the procedure and eventually help you to register to our national platform. So we're now talking only about bachelor enrollment. So how we do it, we have our own applications platform. If you Google apply.unido.hr, you'll come on a very nice platform. I think I put it at the end of our presentation today. And you will be able to register yourself there, to select the course that interests you, and actually submit papers that we require. And then we examine the papers, and if everything is okay, we set up an interview. And then the selection committee actually speaks with the applicant, and it's a very relaxed interview, by the way. The goal is actually to get to know the candidate and to see what aspires him and what motivates him. Why does he want to come and study here? Of course, we are very rigid with English as well. I mean, we like to hear, if a candidate has a good command of English, if she will be able to follow the lectures in English language. So yeah, that's how the interview looks like. It's usually 15 to 20 minutes. And if the general requirements are there, if the interview was successful, then we give you like a conditional letter. Okay, you're satisfied with the general requirements, but now you have to register to the national platform. And that can be challenging because it's still in Croatian, the whole platform. So we've developed our own tutorial, and we are actually helping students to register in our national platform and send all the papers, because the recognition procedure also is conducted at the national level. So the recognition of your previous education has to be conducted by the Croatian National Agency for Science and Higher Education. So we are here to help. We lead, we check in, and we've managed really to enroll a lot of students this year. When I say a lot, for our university, we managed to enroll more than 50 students on our Croatian talk programs that are coming from the region. So I'm talking about Macedonia, Montenegro, Bosnia. And we have about 50 students on our English talk programs on bachelor master level. But we're still not done. So that was only the first enrollment period, which ends late June. The official rankings are 15 July. And then as soon as we finish with that one, we start with the second enrollment period. The second enrollment period, we encourage applications only for the applicants that don't require visa. Because, for example, Canadians or US citizens, they don't require visa to enter. So you can actually apply to the second enrollment period. It doesn't give you too much time to organize your travels to Croatia, about 3 weeks from the time when the official rankings are published until the start of lectures, which is usually here 5th of October this year, actually. But also we have this program that starts a bit later. It's a Master in Tourism. That one starts in November. So for that one, there's still enough time. Nevertheless, applications are open for this second enrollment period. If somebody is still thinking to go and study in 26, 27, for the bachelors, we set up a deadline. It's our internal deadline, the one that actually is connected to the platform, our application platform. and the master deadline is 10 September. Bachelor's rankings are coming out 16th of September, and master on the 20th of September. So I've put some eligibility criteria here, and just to explain, the GPA for Croatia 3.5. It is rather high, so Croatia goes from 1 to 5, 5 being the best grade. But even if it's lower, we accept applications, of course, then they have to be accompanied by a couple of recommendation letters. But in general, you can still apply even with a lower average. The required documents, we like to read your motivation letters, but written by you. We became very huge experts in detecting what is AI generated. You know, even though even if it's not like I don't know how many words, but when it's genuine, when you're sharing something, you know, from your from your past, something from your professional life, if you started working or anything like that, really gives us an image of who you are. Passport, of course, that's a very standard procedure. Photo, of course, academical transcripts, and if you have your diploma. English language certificate is not required for the English-speaking countries, so Canadians, Americans don't have to provide us this. And the proof of application fee payment. There's a little application fee that we charge. It's just for all of this work that we are doing, checking the paperwork and setting the interviews and issuing the conditional letters, helping students enroll. It's 175 euros, and that's non-refundable, but we deduct that amount if you enroll from the total tuition fee. So actually, it's calculated into your tuition fee. Okay, that was a little bit about admissions and a little bit about the application procedure. Now we go to visa. As I said earlier, visas are not required for Canadians and US citizens to come to Croatia. So, but there is a procedure that has to be done when you're here. Of course, you have to regulate your stay, and we call that the temporary residence permit request has to be submitted to the police station. But again, we are there with you. We accompany you there. We provide you with all the list of the papers you have to bring with yourself. And I would say, from my experience, the most important one is non-criminal record certificate, which has to be apostilled. So apostille is like a legalization of the document, and in some countries it seems like it's like a nightmare to get the apostille stamp on a document. And actually I had an experience with Canada a couple of years ago, and it took, I think, 2 months to get this document for a student. Nevertheless, hopefully that's faster now. Of course, proof of sufficient financial means. So to cover all of your expenses, Croatia asks 5,300 euro to be on your account or on the account of your mother or father. Valid passport, photo, of course, proof of accommodation, health insurance certificate, and of course the application form. So in general, we've been doing this for many years. We're very much experts in this field, so we really make sure that you have all the papers that are required for the residence permit in Croatia. Okay, so we are coming to the end of the presentation, but hopefully not the end of the webinar, because I really do hope that there will be some questions. Maybe I was not clear enough about certain subjects. I'm sure I forgot one very important thing, and those are the tuition fees. We'll mention that at the end. I'm going to go back to the programs and tell you that. But just to sum up and wrap up the presentation, we like to brag that we are, very good in this individual approach with students, small group classrooms, and ability to join projects, and very personal relationships that we establish with all of our students. And it's very normal here, to have a coffee with the professors after the class, and to schedule a consultation at any time, during the day. They're very, very flexible in that regard. We try to stay connected to the industry as much as possible. In Dubrovnik, that's the hotels, hospitality industry, and the banking sector very much. Also, we have huge cooperations with museums, with different cultural institutions of the city, for our arts and restoration department, or for our PR department, where students can practice actually their work. Dubrovnik, being such a small city, University of Dubrovnik, the only public university in the city, we have a very good collaboration with the city of Dubrovnik, and they are giving our students a lot of benefits, like a lot of free stuff, like museums, concerts, city halls are free of charge for our students. Bus ticket is €7 per month, so you can drive as many times as you want with a local bus company for €7 per month. And last but not least is our accommodation. So we've managed for a couple of years to accommodate all of our international students in our student dorm. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. We hope that it will stay like that. Just that I don't know how many students are going to apply each year. That's why I'm saying, if it happens that we receive more than 200 applications, it will not be possible to accommodate every single person. But for the time being, all of our international students are placed in the student dorm. There's a lot of private accommodation in the city, and some students don't want to stay in the dorm, so they go to the private accommodation. In the dorm, you have you have the share bedroom, so it has to be a double bedroom. You are assigned a roommate. Only if you know a person that you want to share bedroom with, they allow you that. There's of course a toilet inside of the room. There's a study area. There's a little refrigerator, closets, of course, and inside of the dormitory, there's a very nice student restaurant where students can eat for €3 per meal. Yes, you heard me well. €3 per meal. And you can eat lunch and dinner in the restaurant. The student dormitory fee last year was around €200. I think this year it will be a little bit higher, just due to the inflation, of course. But in general, those, if you compare it with any Western European university campus accommodation, I'm sure you're not going to be able to find anything lower than €500, €600, because the prices skyrocketed in the last couple of years when it comes to student accommodation. The restaurant is there, the bar is there, the multifunctional hall. There's also like a party room for students. We have a very active student body that organizes a lot of concerts, a lot of events like pub quiz and things like that. So you won't be bored for sure at the University of Dubrovnik. This is my last slide, I believe. Yeah. I will just like to point out once more that we really believe that studying at our university, gives you a very unique opportunity in life, studying in a cultural city like Dubrovnik, surrounded with the beautiful medieval walls and the beautiful Adriatic Sea on one hand. On the other hand, you have so many possibilities at university to explore and to participate in. Actually, here in this picture are our exchange students that volunteer for our marketing campaign. They are coming from Spain, Lithuania, some other Scandinavian countries. So you can explore, of course, the Erasmus options all over Europe, even further out of Europe. We also have a lot of Erasmus collaborations. We have a lot of programs, I think, for such a small university. I hope you agree. We have a lot of programs in English, our global partnerships, and we really, I think, can say that we have a very strong student support here at university. It's not just me. I have another colleague, Vesna, who is also, I hope, here listening to all of this. She's helping you through the whole way, and we have also mental support services here at university. You have a student center where you can work as a student as well. So the options there are plenty of them. So if you want to learn more, you can Google apply.unido.hr or contact us on admissions@unido.hr. This is our application platform. And actually, on this image, you can see the University of Dubrovnik. It's where the highest fortress is to the right side, the first building on the left, in the pine trees over there. That's how close we are to the old city of Dubrovnik. Thank you for your attention. And before I forget, our programs, bachelor programs, are 2,300 euros per year. And our master programs are between 3 and 3,200 euros per year. Okay. Thank you for your attention. I was a little bit shorter maybe than we planned, but I hope it was interesting at least.
You were great. Thank you, Nikolina. Thank you so much.
Thank
So we do have some questions in the chat, and I encourage our participants to please continue to add those questions in. You did answer some of the questions throughout, but I will ask a few again just to make sure that we're clear. For the tuition per year, you did mention that for the bachelor's. What is the total housing cost for the year? Is it 200 per month or 200 for the year?
No. Actually, yeah, that would be too low. Dubrovnik, of course, partially because of being such a tourist city, people think that everything is very, very expensive. But when it comes to students, we really try to lower the expenses as much as possible. Otherwise, nobody would come study if we were so expensive. So for student, it was around 200 euros this year. I'm just saying that I always. I don't want to say how much it will be for the next year because they are an independent company. It's part of the university, but then again, they do their own job, of course. But it shouldn't be more than 250 euro per month. Maybe I said per year. I apologize if I said that. So calculate that and calculate meals in the student restaurant, which are around 3 euros per meal. And if you eat lunch and dinner, it's about 6 euros per day, right? So if you count 30 days in month, it's a little bit less than 200 euros. So I like to say for accommodation and for food, you need around 450 euros per month. You will have place to stay, very nice place to stay, and you will have a very nice food to eat during that time. But of course, it's a lot of it is very individual. If a student likes to party a lot, he will need more money. If student likes to travel, they will need more, of course. But for the basic life expenses, 450 euros per month is more than enough.
Okay, thank you. Can you talk about the career prospects for students that are graduating with a business degree?
Okay, well, I'm sad that I don't see Vesna here. She's my colleague. She actually graduated our business economics program. And she was actually doing internship while she was studying in a bank sector, where she was later offered a job position, of course. It's very common if you do internship that you will be employed by the employer, of course, who offered you the internship at the first place. A lot of our students here at the university are also our alumni, like myself. But in general, all of our diplomas are internationally recognized. So we have alumni working all around the world in different companies, in different sectors. So our rector at the moment is actually on the Stanford list of one of the most successful economy experts in the world, 2% actually. And he studied economy. He studied at this faculty as well. And I can say that, you know, today, of course, in the world, it's challenging everywhere, I would say. But if you take the opportunities which we offer you during your studies, if you go abroad for, you know, semester somewhere else at university, you are actually building a network in that place as well. If you use the opportunity to do the Erasmus internship also, which we give you money for, you are building your networking again, you know, in another country in Europe as well. If you want to do some unpaid internships, we have collaborations, as I mentioned earlier, with the hotel sector here, a lot of hospitality industry companies, a lot of banks, so we can organize an internship as well. So there are options, but a lot of it is about student, how much he will exploit and later use, of course, after he ends his studies.
Okay, this kind of will play into that question a little bit, so I'm going to ask it anyways, but can Canadian students work part-time while studying, while they're in school, not internship related?
Yes, it's a very popular thing, by the way. The only, let's say, obstacle is that they have to buy Croatian insurance. So they have to have Croatian insurance for that. And that can be a little bit expensive at first, but sometimes employers also cover that. It's around 1,000 euros, 1,000 euros. So, but the average hourly wage in Dubrovnik for student is 10 euros per hour, which, you know, when you look that our average salaries in the country is around 1,500 euro, I believe, per month. We give salaries per month. You know, a student earning 10 euros per an hour, you know, you can earn a very nice money. And it's very common, very popular. All of us started working while we were still studying.
Another question that just came in, is a diploma from Dubrovnik in the European Union the same or equivalent to the diplomas that are offered in North America when applying for jobs?
I believe so. I mean, we are part of the qualification framework of the European Union. Our agency for higher education and science is also recognized and has all of the certificates international. So it should be. We here accept bachelor programs from United States, and we enroll them to our master programs. The only thing that can happen, for example, what I've noticed doing this job is that sometimes students come from one field and want to specialize in a completely different field. In Europe, it's not that common. In Europe, usually we say you do the vertical thing. You know, you study like the basics, and then you specialize is in one of the things that you were studying at your bachelor's. What we do then, if we have those candidates that are coming from completely different field, we then compare the differences, and then we try to give some kind of a, let's say, bridging courses that will give you the knowledge which we believe you require to continue your studies on the master level.
Okay. You talked about the visas and you talked about admissions, but do you offer specific individualized support for international students with the visa?
Yes, we do provide support, but it's a very It's a very narrow support, if I can express myself like this, because Croatia is a new Schengen member. You know, in Europe, being a Schengen member is a thing, because once you enter the Schengen zone, you can freely travel to all of the countries that are inside of the Schengen zone. But since we became the member of the Schengen, we have to really be careful in the process of issuing visa, and it can really last a long period of time to get a visa to enter Croatia. Of course, we can give you all the information that we have, what you have to prove then, what the embassies are asking. We give you the enrollment confirmation after you pay the tuition fee. If you wish to stay in the dormitory, you can apply to the dormitory. Dormitory can give you also the proof that they've provided accommodation for you. And then once you have these two, which personally I think those are the two most important documents, you can start your application. Throughout the process, we are also called by the police, by the inspectors. They're checking if you're really coming here and things like that. So we can't interfere in the procedure because we are not in the legal procedure. We can offer advice. We can always, send emails to the embassy, ask, if they can speed up the process. But they don't have to answer us anything because, they don't consider us as a party in the procedure.
We have a student that is interested in sports and athletics and is currently a soccer player and has a water polo background. He's looking to combine.
Just move into Croatia. That's the best possible combination of sports.
Well, he's looking to combine university with athletic development at a top club in Croatia. Is that possible?
Very interesting. Yeah. So first of all, a top club in Croatia for water polo is the South, Jug. It's our club here in the city. And I'm not joking. Look, he can look it up. So Croatian, we are always winning Croatian championships, and part of our local team is actually in our national team. And our national team is always winning first two places in whether it's a World Cups, European Cups, or Olympics. And I'm not even joking. And of course, football is another story, but there's not a single village in Croatia that doesn't have a football club, let me tell you, because we're such a crazy football nation. What we can do, we can connect you with the people from the club. We can provide you with contacts, and you just talk to them and see if there's interest on both sides. If there is, we can assure you a path which we call the athletes path. So we have a special program for athletes. I mean, it's the same program like for every other student, but you, for example, don't have to show up so regularly on the classes. You are exempted for let's say half of the classes. You have more of the exams, options for the exams. It's more flexible in a way, because actually the reason why we did it is because a lot of our students are actually water polo players. And water polo is a huge thing in Dubrovnik. And a couple of professors whose sons are also playing, because everybody, in Dubrovnik, somebody plays or played water polo. Made sure to allow this for professional athletes to have this special program and special benefits while studying.
And so that was for a young man that was interested, but we actually have a young lady as well that is also interested. So is it the same opportunities for women's water polo?
The same. Well, I would have to check for the women. I know we had a team, but I would have to check that one. I'm not sure at the moment. On the other hand, we also have sports at the university. So actually, if you're a bachelor student, you are obliged to take sports classes. It's like you can't finish your studies of the
Mm-hmm.
first year if you didn't took at least one of the options that are offered. And it's a quite wide selection, from basketball, football, volleyball, handball in Dubrovnik as well, very popular. Also, I think rowing. Yeah, we have a lot of sports actually at the university that we offer. And then if you're very good in a certain sport, you join the university team and go on university competitions.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great. So we also have a couple of students that are looking to potentially transfer university credits from Canada to Croatia. Can you talk about that process briefly?
Sure. So, first of all, we would love to have a look at what the student was studying and how many credits she acquired during the studies. And then we would see where it fits the best and if she could be transferred into the certain year of study. Okay. If there's too big of a difference, then usually we give this bridging courses that I talked a bit earlier, so that in a way a student can catch up with other students that he will join here. But the most important thing is to get the transcript and to get the syllabi, of course, of the courses to see what they've studied.
Okay. All right. I think that I'm just making sure that I've gotten everything. Oh, well, here's one last question for you. Why should a Canadian student leave Canada, in your opinion, and head to Europe over their local college or university?
Yeah, because you will not shovel snow this winter.
That's a great one for me.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's a land of opportunities. Croatia, I know it's known only for tourism, but it is really a land of opportunities, and it's still a very young democracy, only 35 years from our independence. So. I see a lot of people, a lot of foreigners moving in the last 10 years. There are a lot of options for digital nomads. For example, we've actually introduced a couple of years ago digital nomads passport. And yeah, Kim, that one could be interesting to you. Look it up.
I know, I'd love
To
to.
work remotely. It's very easy to regulate all of the bureaucratical matters when it comes to digital nomads in Croatia. I see Croatia really as a land of opportunities that was unfortunately neglected for a lot of decades due to the different political reasons. It's a new Schengen country, new Eurozone country. If you look a little bit about the statistics, how we've really evolved through the last 10, 15 years, you will see that we are catching up with the rest of the Europe. Croatia is becoming very popular for living, not just for people outside of the Europe, but a lot of people from EU are now moving. And I'm very happy to say that yesterday I heard that this year, this is the first year in last 10 years that in Croatia returned more people than they left.
Oh.
Croatia was known for this huge exodus of the youngsters, especially when we joined the EU. The whole new labor market opened for us, and the salaries were very much attractive in Germany or Ireland. But yeah, there's this new trend. People are coming back home. So I'm actually very, very proud of that. And yeah, you would help us, in that trend.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all for attending today. And especially thank you to Nikolina. If we can give her a little clap or round of applause, that would be great. But you did wonderful. Students, definitely reach out, please. And see, you can see the claps coming in, Nikolina. That's wonderful.
Thank you. I'm
Um,
blushing.
I encourage students, please, that if you are interested, reach out to Nikolina and the university. And if you're looking to apply, get that application in and let's see what that possibility could be for you. But we're going to
Thank
wrap
you.
this up and end this for everyone. Thank you all and have a wonderful afternoon.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.